Time now for your forecast first. WRBL News 3 First Alert Weather.
Tracking rain out across the area. This is of the light variety. We also have areas of some very dense fog, some low visibility out across the region. Temperatures varying somewhat with some cooler temperatures towards the north. You can see the cloudy conditions around Columbus, 70 degrees. Our storm system has yet to initiate across parts of Arkansas and parts of Memphis, but you see that tornado watch with the yellow or the red shading there. But overnight for us, we're going to be talking about the conditions staying on the mild side, but we'll time out our severe weather chances for tomorrow coming up in that first alert forecast. You're watching WRBL News 3 on your side.
Straight ahead, an announcement from the White House means another soldier with strong ties to Columbus will receive the military's highest honor.
Next, we will hear from Piedmont Columbus Regional about a recent rash of car break-ins on their North Campus.
Plus, a hearing for a man accused of murder as the victim's family tells News 3 about the emotional toll the crime has taken on the family.
On your side, this is News 3 First Edition.
Good evening and thank you for trusting News 3. I'm Phil Scoggins.
And I'm Teresa Whitaker. For the second time this year, a soldier with strong connections to Fort Benning will receive the nation's highest military honor.
The White House announced this afternoon that Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash and 2 others will be honored. WRBL News 3's Chuck Williams has been following the story. He joins us now. Chuck.
Phil, Teresa, Sergeant First Class Cash was assigned to a Fort Benning unit in October of 2005 when he was mortally wounded while in Iraq. Cash becomes the first black service member to receive the Medal of Honor for actions in Iraq or Afghanistan. Cash was assigned to Fort Benning's 1st Battalion, 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Brigade, 3rd Infantry Division, deployed to Iraq. He was in a Bradley fighting vehicle that rolled over a bomb and burst into flames. Despite his own injuries, Cash went into the burning vehicle multiple times to pull others out. He died stateside 3 weeks later. Cash, Sergeant First Class Christopher A. Solis, and Master Sergeant Earl D. Plumley will be awarded the medals posthumously December 16th at the White House. Retired Command Sergeant Major Jeff Mellinger was assigned to Iraq at the time Cash was wounded, though he was not in Cash's unit.
I'm glad to see especially Sergeant Cash's award because that's a long time coming. He saved a lot of lives and he clearly risked his life each and every time he went back into that vehicle to bring one more of his soldiers out. Not a doubt.
Columbus resident retired Colonel Ralph Puckett was awarded the Medal of Honor in May by President Biden. The 95-year-old Puckett was honored for his actions in Korea in 1950. 2 men, former Fort Benning Commander Lieutenant General Gary Brito and Colonel Jimmy Hathaway, fought hard for Cash's Silver Star to be upgraded. When Cash was killed, Brito was the battalion commander and Hathaway was the company commander. Phil, Teresa, back to you.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Sergeant First Class Christopher A. Solis was assigned to the 75th Ranger Regiment, 1st Battalion in Savannah when he was killed on July 12, 2018 in Afghanistan.
Meanwhile, in Columbus, a Superior Court judge declined to reduce the bond for a man awaiting trial for a 2020 murder that happened near Casita Road and 27th Avenue.
Frankie Walker is charged with shooting 60-year-old Richard Watson to death in April of last year. 7 of Watson's siblings attended today's hearing in front of Senior Superior Court Judge Bryant Culpepper. Walker has been held on a $175,000 bond since his arrest in May 2020. He is accused of shooting Watson when Watson stepped into a domestic dispute involving Walker. His attorney, Stacey Jackson, was arguing for a $140,000 bond, while the state wanted to increase it to $250,000. Since that arrest, the state has added additional charges. Judge Culpepper redistributed the existing bond to cover the aggravated assault and gun charges. Watson's sister says this ordeal has been difficult on their family.
After my brother was murdered, 5 months later, my sister couldn't take it, so she fell dead with a heart attack at my other sister's home. It was just so overwhelming because we never had this to happen in our family before. It just devastated every last one of us. It has affected the whole family.
A trial date has not yet been set.
A spokesperson with Piedmont Columbus Regional confirms multiple vehicles were broken into at their North Side campus this morning. News 3 received a statement from a spokesperson which reads, quote, "Unfortunately, this is not uncommon at this time of year. We encourage our employees to remain vigilant and locking their vehicles and reporting anything suspicious," end quote. Columbus Police Sergeant Aaron Everard echoes that statement and says everyone should lock their doors and hide their valuables to stave off the hunger for break-ins.
Keeping an eye on Columbus, Columbus Police Chief Freddie Blackman says that his department is following every lead in the investigation of a businessman who was killed in front of a Synovus bank on his daughter's birthday earlier this week. On Monday, 45-year-old Amit Kumar Patel gunned down outside the entrance to the Synovus Bank on Buena Vista Road. The bank is adjoined to the Columbus Police Department's East Precinct. Patel was the owner of the Chevron gas station on Buena Vista Road, just about a mile from the scene of the crime. Police say the shooter took the deposit Patel had on him. Synovus released the following statement about the incident, which reads in part, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers continue to be with all who are so deeply impacted, first and foremost the victim's family and also our team members. We have offered direct support to Mr. Patel's family and business partners, as well as our team members and customers who were on site during the incident. As always, we continue to make the safety of our team and clients our highest priority," end quote. You can read the full statement on our website, WRBL.com.
We're keeping our eye on a number of other developing stories for you. Let's go to Texas, where the Supreme Court has issued a mixed ruling on that state's abortion law, which effectively bans abortions after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. The 8-1 ruling says abortion providers can sue state officials over the law, but the law still remains in effect. The law has been in place since September 1st. The Biden administration's Justice Department said it will continue to fight the law in the lower courts to uphold the Constitution.
And keeping an eye on America, now that 16 and 17-year-olds can get COVID boosters, the push for boosters is gaining urgency. Some health experts believe the U.S. has already started a winter surge. At least 42 states have seen hospitalizations go up in the past week. The majority of cases are linked to unvaccinated people catching the Delta variant. The number of new cases has jumped nearly 16% nationwide.
Tonight we remember the life and legacy of former U.S. Senator Bob Dole. His funeral services were held earlier today at Washington National Cathedral.
Dole was one of the Senate's longest-serving Republican leaders. He passed away Sunday following a battle with lung cancer. At the service, former Kansas Senator Pat Roberts praised his mentor for never forgetting his roots. Dole's daughter, Robin, remembered her father as a dog lover and someone who always strived to do more for others. President Biden spoke about Dole's ability to reach across the aisle to get things done. The World War II veteran will be buried at Arlington National Cemetery.
Bob Dole was 98 years old.
On your side, meteorologist Cody Nickel has your first alert forecast.
Welcome back. We are watching the radar again this evening out across the area. Just some light showers up across parts of Chambers County. A little bit heavier, though, around parts of between Montgomery and Tuskegee, though. That may lift into parts of Auburn and Opelika, but we'll continue to watch those showers. But overall, our main storm system for this weekend is continuing to get its act together. But for us right now, we're somewhat on the edge of the warm front. So we do have some conflicting conditions. We have some cooler conditions towards the north, warmer down, especially on the southern end, and the temperature map reflects that. You can see Columbus southward, we're in the low 70s. Columbus northward, we're in the middle 60s. Also, where you have the green shading, we also have a little bit more lower visibility. Some areas are still somewhat on the foggy side. It's very got a lot of moisture on the backside of this warm front. So that's going to slowly continue to go up towards the north here, and that's going to help prime the atmosphere a little bit for tomorrow, where we have some instability to get some showers ahead of this frontal system that's going to push in. So here's a wider view of that pushing into the area, primarily afternoon into the evening hours, and then some light rain behind it as we get into Saturday night. But we'll take a little bit closer look as we go throughout tonight. We'll have the clouds, some areas of fog, also maybe a light shower developing as we get into early Saturday morning around the 3 o'clock hour, and then around 10 o'clock some of that shower activity is remaining, and that may help our severe weather chances. But overall, depending on how much daytime heating we get, if the sun does start to peek through some of those clouds and destabilize the atmosphere somewhat, our severe weather threat may be a little higher, but it's on the marginal side across the region for tomorrow. So weather aware, damaging wind gusts 60 miles per hour, an isolated tornado possible. Primarily just along the main frontal line is where we're going to see that tomorrow evening around 5 o'clock up around LaGrange through Columbus. And then the good news with that, it starts to weaken as we get into the 8 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock hour. But generally, rainfall total somewhere around an inch or less, probably less than a half inch across the region. And then the frontal boundary does push in some morning clouds for your Sunday, but overall improving conditions for the second half of the weekend. So today's severe weather risk on the moderate side, so potentially could have some tornadoes as we go throughout the nighttime hours up across parts of Arkansas and Missouri. Now for us, our threat is a little bit lower than that. We're only on the lower end of that scale around marginal, and it's really from Eufaula to Ellaville and off towards the northwest there. But anybody around the Columbus area could see some damaging wind gusts. That's going to be our primary threat for tomorrow. We'll watch it. The First Alert Weather team will be here tonight and into the morning hours and for your Saturday as well. 64 tonight, foggy and cloudy. Tomorrow we're going to call it 74. That time frame is around 3 to 10 o'clock with the greatest threat to see those showers and storms roll into the area. So tomorrow we're weather aware for that. Cooler behind that system, also a little bit breezier into Sunday, and then the week ahead looks to be a little bit calmer, and we get back into the 70s by middle portions of the week. Phil and Teresa?
All right, thank you, Cody. And we do have a weather-related note to pass along. The threat of inclement weather Saturday evening that Cody was just talking about has forced the cancellation of tomorrow night's drive-through nativity at First Baptist Church in downtown Columbus. It will go on, though, as scheduled, Sunday night from 6 to 8.
Now to this week's One Class at a Time winner. It's an extraordinary teacher who loves to see his students succeed.
Meet Arithius Harge, a teacher at Kendrick High School. He's known for his passion for teaching and love for his students. Many of his colleagues describe him as selfless, often putting his students first in order for them to succeed. While we've had many ups and downs due to the pandemic, Mr. Harge says he's excited to have his students back in the classroom.
Seeing the kids come back into the building and they're learning, they're getting excited again about being back on campus, it's always fun. So it doesn't seem like work.
Mr. Harge received a $600 grant from Pizzo Family McDonald's and Zelmo Zip-In, which will go towards classroom supplies. If you would like to nominate an outstanding teacher, all you have to do is head over to our website at WRBL.com.
It is Championship Friday for a local high school football team. The Carver Tigers currently playing Benedictine Cadets from Savannah for the Class 4A State Championship.
This is the first time Carver has appeared on the GHSA's biggest stage since 2007. The game kicked off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern And after the second quarter, the teams were tied at 4 apiece. Both sides hitting big-time plays on offense and the defense making big stops. Coming up on the evening edition, we'll have a breakdown of the first half of this championship game. Then on the Night Watch, Sports Director Rex Castillo and Weekend Sports Anchor Jack Patterson will have full highlights and post-game reaction from Atlanta.
Keeping our fingers crossed for those Carver Tigers.
We are.
All right, well, we're back in 3 minutes. Stay tuned.
On your side, you're watching WRBL News 3 First Edition.
The cost of living continues to rise. A new report reveals the rate of inflation hit a nearly 40-year high.
This comes as millions of Americans are shopping for gifts. Michael George with the story.
Connie Blackman is on the hunt for holiday presents, but rising costs are a concern.
Are you noticing that prices are up for just about everything?
Absolutely.
New government data shows U.S. consumer prices soared in November, up 6.8% in the past year, the biggest jump since 1982. That has Blackman and millions of other Americans shopping with a strategy.
I'm going to look for bargains. Definitely price hunt. I'm probably doing a lot more of that this year.
Rising prices are also impacting everyday items. At the grocery store, beef and bacon are up more than 20%. Gas has skyrocketed 58%, the largest 12-month increase since 1980.
A major reason prices remain high is because of continued disruptions in the supply chain.
Take the auto industry, for example. Fewer new cars are being built because of a microchip shortage. That's increased demand and prices for used cars, which are up more than 31% in the past year.
Prices have accelerated pretty dramatically.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says the trend will continue.
If you think that this is going to be behind us in the next couple of months, it's not. We are going to see higher prices probably well into next year.
Shoppers like Brad Mountain are trying to take it in stride.
It is what it is. It's we need some celebration in our life at this point.
A holiday celebration that comes with a higher cost. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
You're watching News 3 First Edition.
Cody will have a final check of your forecast coming up right after the break.
Hurt by big truck? 1-800-CALL-KEN.
One call, that's all.
On your side, you're watching WRBL News 3 First Edition.
As we approach International Women's Month coming up in March, WRBL is recognizing the contributions women are making to our nation and to our local communities.
Remarkable Women is part of a nationwide Nexstar Media effort to honor the influence women have had on public policy, social progress, and quality of life. Nominees will be accepted through December 31st.
To fill out a nomination form, just head to WRBL.com.
All right, Cody has been keeping an eye on our conditions outside and the Carver-Benedictine championship matchup. Is there an update on the score, Cody?
Yes, Carver is currently down 21-14. Even in Atlanta, they're dealing with some foggy conditions. We have some of those foggy conditions out across our area, but tomorrow we are tracking that chance of severe weather, 3 to 10 tomorrow. First Alert Weather Team will have you covered.
All right, thank you so much, Cody.
And we thank you for watching News 3 First Edition. Andy Griffith coming your way next.